Have you ever felt like no matter how much effort you put into a relationship, it's never enough? Like you're always the one reaching out, the one compromising, the one hoping she'll finally see your value? Let me tell you something most men don't want to hear: if she truly cared, she wouldn't make you feel like an option. In this video, I'm going to share 7 unmistakable signs she doesn't respect you, signs so subtle most men ignore until it's too late. These aren't just theories or cliches. These are patterns I've witnessed, felt, and learned from, hard lessons that will save you from wasting time, energy, and your self-respect. If you recognize even one of these signs in your own life, pay attention, because the truth will set you free. Welcome to the channel, Stoic Love Wisdom. This is where we will learn, explore, and share valuable lessons about love. In today's video, I will reveal to you 7 clear signs she doesn't value you, a new perspective, helping you better understand the factors that determine a happy and sustainable relationship. Let's explore with me the secrets to building a strong and meaningful love. Before we start, find a quiet place, put on your headphones and relax. Let all your worries melt away, and let the messages in this video help you calm down and feel the most complete. Are you ready? Let's start now. Sign number 1. She only shows up when it's convenient for her. A man who has lived long enough will recognize this pattern immediately, because at some point, he has been trapped in it. She doesn't disappear completely. That's what makes it dangerous. She shows up just enough to keep you emotionally available. A message late at night. A call when something goes wrong in her life. A sudden softness when she feels lonely, bored, or uncertain. But when you need her. When you want her presence, her attention, her effort. She is suddenly unavailable. Busy. Tired. Overwhelmed. Not in the right headspace. At first, you tell yourself this is normal. You rationalize her absence because you care. You convince yourself that patience is strength. But here is the brutal truth a Stoic man must face. Consistency is the currency of respect. And she is paying you with scraps. A woman who values you does not treat your presence like an emergency service. Only called when something breaks. She does not come to you only to unload her emotions and disappear once she feels better. That dynamic reveals something important. You are not a priority. You are a resource. She draws comfort from you, clarity from you, emotional stability from you, but she does not invest back. And deep down, she knows it. This is not cruelty. This is human behavior. People protect what they value. They schedule what matters. They make room for what they fear losing. If she truly respected you, your presence would not depend on her mood. A man who has walked this road understands something painful but freeing. You cannot negotiate desire. You cannot earn respect by overgiving. And you cannot be valued by someone who only needs you, not wants you. The Stoics taught that suffering comes not from reality, but from our resistance to it. And reality here is simple. She is comfortable taking without giving because she believes you will remain available no matter what. That belief is built on your behavior. Every time you respond instantly. Every time you show up without being chosen. Every time you accept crumbs and call it connection. You teach people how to treat you. A grounded man does not get angry at this realization. He does not argue. He does not beg for clarity. He withdraws his availability. Not as manipulation, but as alignment. Because Stoic love is not about chasing affection, it is about offering presence only where it is respected. When you stop being conveniently available, one of 2 things will happen. Either she steps forward, with effort, consistency, and clarity. Or she fades away. Both outcomes are victories. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never allow someone to be your priority while allowing yourself to be their option." A man who knows his worth does not demand respect. He embodies it through boundaries, silence, and self-control. And remember this. The woman who only comes to you when it suits her is not confused about you. She is simply comfortable with what you allow. Sign number 2, she does not respect your time. A younger man thinks love is about availability. An experienced man understands that time is the most honest signal of value. If a woman does not respect your time, she does not respect you. This sign often hides in plain sight, disguised as something harmless. She's late, often. She cancels plans at the last minute. She leaves you waiting without explanation, then returns as if nothing happened. And when you express discomfort, she minimizes it. You're overthinking. It's not a big deal. Relax, it's just how I am. A man who has lived long enough knows this is not forgetfulness. It is priority made visible. People show up on time for what matters. They apologize when they fail. They correct behavior they don't want to lose. Disrespect for time is not about the clock. It's about power. When someone wastes your time repeatedly, they are signaling something silently but clearly. My life matters more than yours. The Stoics believe that time is the one possession we never get back. Money returns. Opportunities reappear. But time, once spent, is gone forever. So when a woman treats your time casually, she is treating your life casually. At first, you excuse it. You tell yourself she's busy, stressed, overwhelmed. You become flexible, accommodating, understanding. But flexibility without boundaries becomes self-betrayal. Each time you wait without consequence, you reinforce a dangerous belief in her mind. That your presence is guaranteed. That your patience has no limit. That you will remain, no matter how carelessly you are treated. A grounded man recognizes this early. He does not lecture. He does not argue. He does not punish emotionally. He simply removes access. He stops rearranging his life for someone who won't respect his schedule. He stops waiting. He stops explaining. Not out of spite, but out of self-respect. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." A woman who values you will protect your time. She will arrive prepared. She will communicate clearly. And when she fails, she will take responsibility without excuses. If she does none of these, the message is already clear. A man of experience understands a hard truth. You don't teach people to respect your time by asking. You teach them by walking away when it's wasted. And here is the final Stoic lesson in this sign. Do not confuse tolerance with strength. Strength is choosing where your time, and therefore your life, is invested. If she repeatedly treats your time as disposable, believe her. Then act accordingly. Silence. Distance. Alignment. Because a man who honors his own time never needs to demand respect. It arrives naturally, or the wrong people leave. Love is not always about brilliant moments, but often about patience, listening and accompanying in every small step. It is those simple things that nurture a lasting bond. That is also the reason why I believe that every experience in love is an opportunity for us to grow and become stronger. If you feel this, please click like as a way to spread positivity to more people. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, click subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any lessons. I also look forward to hearing your thoughts. What is the smallest but most meaningful thing you have ever realized in love? Leave a comment below, maybe your answer will become a source of inspiration for others. Now, let's continue our journey to explore deeper perspectives right away. Sign number 3, you are always the one making the effort. In the beginning, effort feels noble. You initiate conversations. You suggest meeting. You keep the connection alive. And you tell yourself, someone has to lead. Relationships require effort. Maybe she's just reserved. A man without experience believes this indefinitely. A man who has lived learns a harder truth. Mutual effort is not created by patience, it is revealed by absence. If you stop initiating and everything goes quiet, you were never building something together. You were carrying it alone. This sign is subtle because it flatters the ego at first. Being the one who tries can feel like strength. Like leadership. Like devotion. But over time, it becomes exhausting. You send the first message. You ask the questions. You bridge the silence. You repair the tension. You apologize, sometimes without knowing why. And she accepts it all without resistance. No pursuit from her. No curiosity. No urgency. That is not balance. That is emotional asymmetry. The Stoics believed in harmony, each element playing its role. When effort flows only in one direction, harmony collapses. A woman who values you does not leave the entire emotional labor in your hands. She invests. She initiates. She risks rejection too. If she never does, it is not shyness. It is comfort. She is comfortable because she knows you will always show up. And here is the uncomfortable realization most men avoid. Over-effort is often a form of fear. Fear of silence. Fear of losing her. Fear of discovering you matter less than you hoped. So you keep pushing. But desire cannot be pulled forward. It must step toward you on its own. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The strength here is restraint. A disciplined man does something counterintuitive. He stops chasing clarity. He stops filling the gaps. He lets the silence speak. Not to test her, but to test reality. And reality never lies. If she steps forward when you step back, effort was mutual all along. If she disappears, then what you felt was never shared, it was projected. Both outcomes free you. Stoic love is not passive. It is selective. You offer effort generously, but only where it is reciprocated. Because a man who invests where there is no return is not loyal. He is avoiding the truth. Here is the final lesson of this sign. If you are always the one trying, she is already leaning away. Do not argue with that fact. Do not explain it away. Withdraw your effort. Return to your center. And redirect your energy toward a life that does not require you to beg for balance. A woman who truly values you will never make you feel like you are carrying her interest alone. And if she does, let her go, with dignity, silence, and self-respect. Sign number 4. She dismisses your feelings. A man who lacks experience believes strength means silence. He swallows discomfort. He endures. He tells himself emotions are weakness. A man who has lived understands something more precise. Being dismissed emotionally is not strength, it is erasure. When you express concern, discomfort, or hurt, she does not listen. She corrects you. You're too sensitive. You're imagining things. You're making a big deal out of nothing. At first, you doubt yourself. You replay the conversation in your head. You wonder if you're being unreasonable. This is where many men slowly lose their center. Because the problem is not that you have emotions. The problem is that she refuses to acknowledge them. A woman who respects you does not have to agree with your feelings. But she will take them seriously. Dismissal is not misunderstanding. It is a declaration of hierarchy. It says, "My emotional reality matters. Yours does not." The Stoics taught emotional discipline, not emotional denial. They believed in observing feelings without becoming enslaved by them. But what many men misunderstand is this. Stoicism is not about tolerating disrespect quietly. It is about recognizing it clearly. When your feelings are repeatedly invalidated, something dangerous happens. You stop expressing them. Then you stop noticing them. Then you stop trusting yourself. And a man who does not trust his inner compass becomes easy to control. This sign often escalates slowly. First, she laughs it off. Then she minimizes. Then she becomes annoyed that you even brought it up. And eventually, you feel guilty for feeling anything at all. That guilt is not love. It is conditioning. An experienced man sees this pattern and does not fight it emotionally. He does not try harder to explain himself. He understands a simple Stoic truth. Respect cannot be argued into existence. If she cannot hold space for your inner world, she is not a partner, she is a consumer of comfort. Seneca wrote, "He who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." By staying in a dynamic where your feelings are dismissed, you suffer twice. Once when you are hurt. And again when you deny your right to be hurt. A grounded man does not demand empathy from someone unwilling to offer it. He withdraws emotional access. He speaks less. He shares selectively. He observes rather than pleads. And if the pattern continues, he leaves. Not in anger. Not in drama. But with clarity. Because here is the final lesson of this sign. A woman who consistently invalidates your emotions is not challenging you to be stronger. She is training you to disappear. And a Stoic man never disappears for anyone. He chooses relationships where his presence is not merely tolerated, but respected. Sign number 5, she never fears losing you. A man without experience believes that calmness means security. He thinks, "She's relaxed because she trusts me. She's not worried because our bond is strong." A man who has lived knows better. When someone never fears losing you, it often means they have already accepted that you are replaceable. This sign is not loud. It doesn't come with insults or threats. It shows up in indifference. She speaks carelessly. She pulls away without concern. She does not adjust her behavior when you distance yourself. And when conflict arises, she does not seek resolution. She lets the silence stretch, unafraid of what it might cost. That is not emotional maturity. That is detachment without investment. The Stoics taught that attachment creates vulnerability. But they also understood that care creates responsibility. A woman who values you feels the weight of your absence. Not in panic, but in awareness. If she never checks in, never reassures, never wonders where she stands with you, it reveals something uncomfortable. She believes you will stay no matter how she behaves. That belief is rarely accidental. It is built. Built through your forgiveness without change. Your presence without boundaries. Your loyalty without conditions. You have made yourself predictable. And predictability without standards erodes desire. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are filled with, "I must hold this together," you begin to accept imbalance as normal. A seasoned man notices when his absence creates no reaction. He steps back. He observes. He does not chase reassurance. Because the reaction, or lack of it, reveals the truth faster than words ever could. If she moves closer when you create space, care exists. If she moves on effortlessly, attachment was one-sided. Both answers bring peace. Stoic love does not cling. It chooses. A man who knows his worth understands that fear of loss is not insecurity, it is a sign of value. Not obsessive fear, but healthy awareness. Just as you would protect something rare, you behave carefully around what you do not want to lose. If she treats your presence as permanent, your absence as irrelevant, and your boundaries as optional, she has already decided how much you matter. And here is the final lesson of this sign. Never try to make someone afraid of losing you. Instead, become someone whose absence speaks for itself. If she feels nothing when you step back, that is not your failure. That is your answer. There are things in love, only when we take a step back, sit down quietly, can we truly understand. I share these stories not to teach you how to love, but so that you can find the answers for yourself. If what you just heard touches your heart, please click like as a way to spread this positive energy to more people. And remember to click subscribe, because there are many profound perspectives on love waiting for you in the next videos. Now, let's continue the remaining journey together, because the most precious things are sometimes at the end. Sign number 6, she keeps you out of her future. A man with little experience believes the present is enough. As long as she's around now, he tells himself not to worry. A man who has lived understands something crucial. If you are not in her future, you are not in her heart. This sign is not about grand promises or dramatic conversations. It is about avoidance. You mention plans, months ahead, a trip, an idea, a direction. She deflects. She changes the subject. She gives vague answers with no substance. Let's see. We'll figure it out. I don't like planning too far ahead. At first, it sounds reasonable. Even mature. But patterns matter more than explanations. A woman who values you naturally includes you in her mental horizon. She speaks in we, not just I. She makes room for you in the unfolding of her life. If she consistently avoids that inclusion, it is not because she is uncertain about life. It is because she is certain about you. The Stoics believed in aligning actions with truth. They warned against living in illusion, especially comforting ones. And the illusion here is this: that staying present without direction is somehow safer than knowing where you stand. In reality, ambiguity protects only one person, the one with less attachment. A man who senses this sign feels a quiet unease. Not jealousy. Not insecurity. Displacement. You feel like a temporary chapter in a story that continues elsewhere. An experienced man does not confront this emotionally. He does not demand guarantees. He observes behavior. Does she introduce you into her life structure, or keep you separate from it? Does she build with you, or simply enjoy you? Enjoyment without intention is not love. It is convenience. Epictetus taught that freedom comes from wanting only what depends on us. You cannot force someone to imagine a future with you. But you can choose not to invest in a present that has no direction. A grounded man understands that time without trajectory is wasted energy. He does not cling to what is, if it leads nowhere. And here is the final lesson of this sign. If she cannot see you in her future, do not linger in her present. Leave with dignity. Leave without resentment. Leave before hope turns into self-betrayal. Because a Stoic man does not wait to be chosen by someone who already knows, and has decided otherwise. Sign number 7, she does not invest in the relationship. A boy looks for passion. A young man looks for connection. A seasoned man looks for investment. Because attraction can be faked. Words can be borrowed. But investment always costs something. Time. Energy. Reputation. Effort. If she does not invest, she does not value the outcome. This sign is not about gifts or grand gestures. It's about participation. She does not build with you. She does not plan together. She does not contribute emotionally when things are difficult. She enjoys the relationship when it is light, but disappears when it requires responsibility. A woman who respects you does not leave the weight of the relationship on your shoulders. She shares it. If you are the only one holding structure, direction, and emotional labor, you are not in a relationship, you are maintaining access. The Stoics taught that virtue lies in action, not intention. And action reveals truth. Investment shows up in small, consistent ways. She protects the bond when it's tested. She adjusts behavior when it causes harm. She introduces you into her real world. She sacrifices comfort to preserve connection. If none of this is present, her feelings, whatever she claims, are irrelevant. A man who has lived long enough learns this painful lesson. You cannot build a future with someone who refuses to pay a price for it. At first, you may think patience will change her. That loyalty will inspire her. That love will awaken something deeper. But people invest when they choose, not when they are convinced. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good person should be. Be one." A Stoic man applies this inward first. He does not plead for effort. He does not negotiate commitment. He observes whether effort exists, and responds accordingly. If investment is missing, he withdraws his own. Not to punish, but to rebalance. And if nothing changes, he walks away. Because here is the final and most important Stoic lesson of this entire series. Never attach your self-worth to someone else's willingness to invest. Their lack of effort is not a reflection of your value. It is a reflection of their choice. A man who respects himself does not chase unfinished connections. He chooses relationships where effort flows both ways. And if he must leave, he does so calmly. With gratitude for the lesson. With dignity intact. And with his center unshaken. Conclusion. If you recognized even one of these signs, do not rush to anger. Do not rush to blame. And above all, do not rush to explain yourself to someone who has already shown you where you stand. The Stoics never taught us to hate love. They taught us to see clearly. What you have just heard is not a checklist to judge her. It is a mirror to understand your position. Because the painful truth is this. Most men are not disrespected suddenly. They are disrespected gradually, through tolerance without boundaries. You cannot force someone to value you. You cannot argue your way into importance. And you cannot earn respect by sacrificing yourself. Real strength is not emotional suppression. It is emotional clarity. A Stoic man does not beg for effort, reassurance, or inclusion. He observes patterns, accepts reality, and adjusts his behavior accordingly. If she does not show up consistently, believe her. If she does not invest, accept it. If she does not fear losing you, step back. Not to punish, but to protect your dignity. Walking away is not failure. It is alignment. When you choose yourself, you reclaim your time, your energy, and your self-respect. And from that grounded place, you become capable of love again. Not desperate love. Not anxious attachment. But calm, selective, powerful love. Remember this. You do not lose people who were meant to stay. You lose illusions that were meant to teach you. And a man who learns this lesson does not chase what withdraws. He builds a life so solid that the right woman recognizes his value, without him ever needing to explain it. That is Stoic love. Quiet, unshakable, and free. So today's video has ended. Thank you for taking the time to watch it all. I hope you have learned valuable lessons and these shares will help you on your love journey. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to receive more interesting content in the future. I'm very grateful for your support and see you again in the next videos. Wishing you all love and happiness.